Ginault Ocean Rover, the best Submariner homage, versus the watch it's paying respects to, the Rolex Submariner. Which of these do I gravitate towards more on a daily basis? That's what I want to talk about today. What is going on YouTube? This is Broke Watch Fanatic, and in this video, I want to talk about which of these two great looking timepieces in my collection do I see myself putting on more than the other. On one hand, the Rolex Submariner is a dive watch that is highly respected by watch enthusiasts in the community. It's a grail watch for many, including myself, and not an easy watch to purchase at retail. On the other hand, you have the Ginault Ocean Rover 2.5, the latest rendition. This model is priced at a fraction of the Submariner, but comes really close in build quality and finishing. The downside, however, is the lack of brand recognition and the reputation that a homage watch can bring. So let's talk about the Submariner first. This is the reference 126610. It is no doubt one of the most iconic watches in the world, from one of the most recognized brands in the world. From its inception in 1953, you can see the evolutionary phases that the Submariner has gone through while retaining its strong DNA. It's famous for its innovation, being the first diver rated at 100 meters of water resistance, maintaining a design that's both functional and elegant, and being one of the first dive watches to hit the market. All of this holds so much historical significance to the Submariner. It is an original, iconic design, and because of that history and lineage, I can see why watch enthusiasts gravitate towards the Submariner. It also has the backing of the name Rolex being one of the best marketing companies in the world. When it comes to the actual watch itself, it is extremely comfortable to wear thanks to the oyster bracelet. The finishing on this is what you would expect from a luxury watch of this caliber. The brushed lines are vertical and extremely fine. In my opinion, the proportions are well done for a sports watch. I think it has universal specs that can fit on everybody's wrist. It is highly legible with the maxi dial. The glide lock system ensures you get the perfect fit with easy adjustments being made in seconds, and the finishing is simply incredible. The bezel action is one of my favorite highlights of the watch. It is smooth, crisp, very tactile, and easy to grip. The knurling on the edge is a lot sharper than the Ginault, but the Ginault is modeled after the 5-digit subs and is more subdued, so keep that in mind. The in-house movement inside is a superlative chronometer, which means it went through a lot of rigorous testing and maintains very good accuracy. My favorite feature of this 3235 caliber is the long 70-hour power reserve. It gives me enough time to try on another watch before coming back to the sub with the watch still running. So with all that being said, I really don't see how much they can improve much further on the Submariner. However, there are some cons to this watch. First, it's expensive, with this one retailing a bit over $10,000. Second, it's a high target for theft because of its popularity and high resale value. It is easily recognizable, and thieves can spot this watch from a mile away. Third, it's highly counterfeited, which means you can be scammed into buying a fake. You might also get questioned on its authenticity. A friend or a coworker might ask you if that's a real Rolex. Another issue with this watch is the availability. It can be extremely frustrating when you save your hard-earned money to buy this watch only to be told that it's a display model. Chances are you'd have to express your interest in this watch and hope for the salesperson to choose you as a potential client. Now, the Ocean Rover, on the other hand, is no doubt a homage watch. It pays respect to various models of the Submariner. It has the vintage vibe of a 5-digit case construction with the sword hands from the Mill Sub, and modernizing the rest of the watch by adding solid links to the bracelet, ceramic insert to the bezel, and the incredibly functional on-the-fly bracelet adjustment system. What's also really cool is that they kept the brushing style similar to that of a 5-digit case. Instead of a vertical brushing that you see on my 6-digit lugs, you have this angled brushing that leads into the bracelet, which is similar to the Kermit I recently reviewed. Now that's putting attention to detail. Yes, it does lack innovation and it lacks heritage, but what you do get is value and craftsmanship. Not everybody can afford a $10,000 watch. Not everybody wants to spend that much money on a watch even if they can afford it. The Ocean Rover retails between $1,500 to $1,800, depending on the configuration. It's a great bargain if it fits your budget. Each watch is hand-assembled, and the elaborate grade Sellita SW200 movement that's inside is regulated in-house for 6 weeks and comes with a certificate with its results. What I like about this watch is that you can wear this in public without any worries of someone trying to steal it from you. It's not a high-profile watch that people recognize. That reason alone could make you wear the watch more. And the more you wear a watch, the more you connect and build memories with it. The bracelet is an oyster-style bracelet and comes with a similar on-the-fly adjustment system. It's not as smooth as Rolex's system, but it comes really close and works as intended. When comparing crystals, the sapphire crystal on the Ginault is one of the best I have experienced, hands down. You don't really appreciate it until you start comparing it to others. It definitely beats out the Submariner in my eyes, and I hope you guys can see that through the camera. When it comes to the bezel, its turning action and the knurling edges all feel quite similar to the Submariner. It has the turning action of a modern 6-digit sub with the design of the 5-digit sub. Even my wife was impressed when she played around with the bezel. I wouldn't say it's better than the sub, but equally as good. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Ginault reverse engineered Rolex's bezel construction because it's that good. Here's a little quick comparison side by side of how the bezel action works on the Ginault and the Rolex. The knurling on the bezel in the Ginault, like I mentioned, is more subdued and softer than the Submariner, more like the 5-digit subs. The clasp, I must say, is a bit sterile. I wish they added their logo on there. I mean, how cool would it be if they added their flower logo similar to the crown in the Submariner? But I'm sure it'll come at a cost. Nonetheless, it functions similar to the Submariner, and the latch system, the way the hook and beak components join together, feels smooth and refined. As for finishing, if you look really close and compare these two together, the brushed lines are much more fine on the Submariner than on the Ocean Rover. With the Ocean Rover, the lines are more distinguishable. I wouldn't say one is superior than the other, it's just a preference. But from a distance, it's not even noticeable. Perhaps the reason for this finishing on the Ginault is because they hand finish every single watch they produce. I'm not sure if Rolex does the same. If you guys know, please feel free to leave me a comment. It's also important to note that because of the hand finishing, each case will have a slight variance. So having mentioned the pros and cons to both of these watches and comparing them side by side, it's obvious that the Submariner is the better watch. There's no way of getting around that. The Submariner retails for around $10,000 compared to Ginault's $1,800. It's going to win in almost every category. However, the shortcomings in the Ocean Rover are very minimal and can be easily overlooked by the fact that it costs 5 times less than the sub. Even though this is a homage watch with design elements from vintage and neo-vintage subs with modern Submariner touches, it still feels special to me when I put it on. When I get asked about this watch, it's always fun to see their reaction when they handle the Ocean Rover for the first time. They always seem to be impressed with it. So to answer the question on which of these I see myself reaching for more, the answer is the Ocean Rover. It's a perfect daily that exudes quality, functionality, and value. One can even argue that it's a lot more unique and a lot more rare than the sub. your chances are higher to spot a Submariner in public more so than the Ocean Rover. Look, we all enjoy luxury products from time to time, and we pay the premium for it. However, sometimes we come across a product that proves you don't have to break the bank to obtain a high-quality watch. As for the Submariner, I'm blessed to have this in my collection, and even though I'm not wearing it as much as the Ocean Rover, this one will be worn on special occasions. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you Team Rolex or Team Ginault? Or do you get the Submariner and the Ocean Rover and become Team both? Thanks for watching.